Welcome to CivilNet. My guest today is Nikolai Artyomenko, who is an activist in Moscow, someone who has both followed and participated in the public response, the demonstrations to the situation around the Pussy Riot punk rock band, both their arrest as well as the proceedings and now their imprisonment. Nikolai, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Hello.
Nikolai, please tell us if you think that the Russian government has been surprised by the degree of international attention to this case.
Yes, of course. From my point of view, Russian government was really surprised from their international activity in this sphere, because I think that they think that after they jailed the three girls, they do it quiet, and no one will hear about it in the whole world.
Were you guys surprised?
Yes, our government was surprised, but in this case, in this reason, I think that this international oppression pressure on our government can go into a good way, because after all these international actions, international street actions, international support, I think that these three girls will be maybe, I hope, will be released in the nearest future.
Sooner than scheduled. Were you guys surprised? Their supporters, were you surprised?
It's hard to say, actually not, because we have many international relations, and we understood that our international friends will help us in this sphere. But we were surprised that the ordinary European people, ordinary guys in other countries supports these three girls. I can tell you that 3 or 4 days ago I was in Amsterdam, and I communicate with ordinary people, with students, and all of them supports Pussy Riot, and they said that it's illegal what happened in the Russian court.
Why do you think there is this sort of reaction from Amsterdam to Yerevan? Why do you think there is that sort of reaction?
Because I think that the entire world understand that Putin's regime is something similar with Gaddafi regime, with Mubarak regime, with Bashar Assad regime, and liberal community and the students community, they're clever, and they understand that everything that happens against Russian population, against liberal and freedom community in Russia is something bad. Because I know and I see it by my own that many European people are against Putin's authority, against Putin's regime. That's why they support Pussy Riot.
What is it that you think has changed in Russian society? You know, Armenian society in many ways is very similar, that we assume that those in power are in power and that's how it's going to stay. And it's very hard often to move even the angry citizens out of their anger into activism. What is it that you think has happened in Moscow to enable and facilitate and encourage the kind of activism that was seen when the Pussy Riot girls were arrested?
I think that our society divided into 2 groups, who support and who are against Pussy Riot. First group is conservative one, and those people who support Putin, who support our Orthodox Church, and another group who are against Putin's regime and who supports Pussy Riot. And the second group is the liberal one, who wants some changes for our country, wants freedom, and who understand that this stupid action that that 3 girls did in the Moscow church is is just a hooliganism and nothing more. That they understand now that maybe next time on the place of Pussy Riot they can be. That's some kind of fear that we live in such kind of country where everything can happen with you. That today you're ordinary guy, you're a student, and tomorrow you go to street action, you're in prison for 5 years. That's why this kind of fear and this kind of atmosphere in our country try to make an impulse to these people to go to the street to fight for freedom, fight for the rights, because they understand that it's impossible to live when everything is illegal here, starting from the authority and so on.
Thank you. The message is clear. The message is great, especially when it comes from Moscow. You know, sometimes those messages have greater value in Armenia, but the point is that everyone has to, at the end of the day, understand that the same rules can be applied to us, and we have to do something about them. We've been talking to Nikolai Artyumenko in Moscow, an activist, a supporter of the Pussy Riot, and someone who's been telling us about what it took to move parts of Russian society to activism. Nikolai, thank you for speaking to CivilNet.
Thank you.